Tech Select Spider, XLK on the Yahoo Finance platform is looking, well, a little in the green here on this abbreviated trading day after falling nearly 1.5% ahead of the Thanksgiving holiday. The top three holdings in here are Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia. All have underperformed the S&P 500 in November. That is, in fact, news you can use. We're also looking at Nvidia, one of our most popular tickers here on Yahoo Finance. That stock getting a boost on the final trading day of the year. Interesting, Julie, to see Nvidia underperforming the S&P 500 November day. I mean, this is Nvidia.
Yeah, I don't know how much we should make of that.
I'm with you.
I don't know. You know, I think that since the election, there's been a lot of, well, Nvidia sort of existed in its own universe, right? We saw it fall after earnings and then recover. There's been a little bit of confusion over what the path looks like ahead because of some of the friction in making its very popular Blackwell chips. But I think that there's just a lot of uncertainty out there, and we've seen the broadening of the rally. So does the underperformance of tech have more to do with tech or more to do with people looking elsewhere for the next leg up of upside?
Yeah, I think a lot of folks are starting to call out, they are, to your point, looking for a broadening of the rally. But if you look at some of the big cap tech names, they have not had a good November. And if you zoom out even more, they actually haven't had great 3-month performances. And then if you, I love this word, you're going to dig this, if you double click even further, the semiconductor stocks, they have been really underperforming. Strip out Nvidia, a lot of those names underneath the surface, the charts have completely broke down. And for me, I do wonder if they're sending a signal in the first half of next year. Don't know what that signal is yet. Growth slowdown, overvaluation, unclear, but it's worth noting.
Well, there's a lot of overhang risk here, potentially from tariffs, right, which could hit the semiconductor industry. We're going to talk more about them later. But also, you know, there was a report by Bloomberg going into the holiday that the FTC was looking into Microsoft, right? You have obviously regulatory scrutiny for Google. And I think it's not clear that those things are going away with the switch in administrations. So for the first time in a long time, I mean, listen, regulatory scrutiny of the tech giants has been talked about for years. But it's the first time in a long time that they seem to be really working their way into conversations around these stocks in a more immediate fashion and maybe putting a little bit of pressure on.
Yeah, it does. Like, it feels like we were talking about this many years ago, but still nothing has happened. But all these companies have gotten more powerful. So what if Alphabet has to strip off the Chrome browser? I mean, they're dominant in so many.
No,
you think it's a big deal?
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
It's a big deal if they have to get rid of Chrome. I mean, listen, Australia is saying that, like, if you're a teenager, you can't go on any social media.
Mm-hmm. That's a big deal.
It's a big deal.